Can Iran's deadliest proxy survive this new problem as Hezbollah faces mounting pressure from multiple fronts? Hezbollah's war chest runs dry. So what is Mojtaba doing instead to keep Iran's powerful proxy fighting? Israel and the US turn the screws on Hezbollah, but could Iran now provide a new shield to protect its ally? With a fragile truce still in place, is Bibi defying Trump over Lebanon once again and risking a fresh escalation? Iran's proxy group Hezbollah is facing a fresh crisis amid escalating tensions with Israel and growing pressure on its finances. According to New York Times, Hezbollah is staring at its biggest financial crisis in years as its resources come under increasing strain. The group's war with Israel has severely weakened its finances, while also damaging its military capabilities and broader operations. Washington and Jerusalem have reportedly targeted Hezbollah's funding channels, putting additional pressure on the group's financial network. The financial strain is also reportedly hitting Hezbollah's extensive social welfare network, which supports communities across Lebanon. Hezbollah has reportedly prioritized military spending as it attempts to rebuild its damaged arsenal and restore its capabilities. Iran has provided Hezbollah with a major source of funding for years, but that financial support is reportedly no longer enough to meet its growing needs. Lebanon's central bank has also tightened oversight of financial networks suspected of being linked to Hezbollah, making money transfers more difficult. Authorities have additionally launched investigations into money transfer firms allegedly connected to Hezbollah's wider financial operations. Hezbollah is now reportedly turning toward informal hawala networks to move Iranian funds while avoiding tighter formal banking controls. The UAE, Turkey and Iraq are reportedly among the countries through which Hezbollah is moving funds as it seeks alternative financial routes. Meanwhile, Israel continues to carry out strikes in southern Lebanon despite the ongoing ceasefire with the Iran-backed Hezbollah. On August 6, Israel reportedly carried out strikes in southern Lebanon despite peace talks being held in Rome between the concerned parties. Hezbollah has refused to disarm, which remains one of Israel's key conditions, while also condemning the Rome talks and their proposed framework. Donald Trump reportedly sought direct talks with Hezbollah by calling Lebanon's ambassador in Washington and asking her to open a channel to the group, an extraordinary move for a sitting U.S. president. The outreach came as the Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire began to fray again, with fresh exchanges of fire and rising doubts over whether U.S.-mediated truce talks could hold. Trump had reportedly asked Lebanon's envoy, Nada Hamadeh Mowed, to put him in touch with someone from Hezbollah, according to diplomatic sources who described the call as unusually blunt. Lebanese officials were said to be caught off guard by the unconventional request, unsure how to respond to a demand that cut across both protocol and long-standing U.S. terrorism designations. Beirut ultimately instructed its embassy to disregard the outreach, telling Mowed not to act on Trump's request and to leave Hezbollah contacts strictly within Lebanese channels. Lebanon reportedly wanted to preserve its role as the sole official negotiating conduit with Hezbollah and Israel, especially as it leads formal ceasefire and border talks in Rome and Washington. Direct U.S. Hezbollah contact would have bypassed Lebanese state authority, undermining Beirut's claim to manage the conflict and making it look like Washington was treating Hezbollah as a separate government. U.S. officials had also previously tried to reach Hezbollah through local intermediaries, with Trump boasting of highly placed representatives, who supposedly told him the group agreed to halt its fire. Multiple reported U.S. attempts to establish contact with Hezbollah were rejected or went nowhere, with subsequent checks by the U.S. Embassy in Beirut confirming no direct communication had actually taken place. Hezbollah, for its part, maintains a standing policy against direct engagement with the United States, which formally designates it a terrorist organization and regularly sanctions its networks. The report surfaced just as Hezbollah's Secretary General blasted Lebanon's government for giving concessions to the U.S. and Israel in ongoing ceasefire and border talks.
Do not act in a way that seeks to submit one concession after another as credentials to America and Israel, without benefit and without gaining anything in return. Today, in this meeting, I will summarize our positions in several points. First, I call on the political authorities in Lebanon to stop making free concessions, open the door to dialogue with the resistance, restore the internal situation, reaffirm commitment to national sovereignty, and work on the ground to achieve Israel's withdrawal and the return of a land to the homeland in every sense of the matter. Today, we consider that all direct negotiations have brought Lebanon nothing but shame, humiliation, disappointment, and successive concessions. We affirm the importance and necessity of a fraternal, positive, and cooperative relationship between the states of Lebanon and Syria. As Hezbollah, we hope that Syria succeeds in establishing justice, fostering cooperation among all its components, remaining united and whole, and expelling the Israeli enemy from all its occupied territories. God willing, the displaced Syrians currently in Lebanon and in other areas will return to their homeland, Syria, with dignity and honor. A stable Syria is a support for Lebanon, just as a stable Lebanon is a support for Syria. There is no obstacle to a public meeting between Hezbollah and the Syrian leadership at a time deemed appropriate by both sides. Today, we consider that all direct negotiations have brought Lebanon nothing but shame, humiliation, disappointment, and successive concessions. What have all these rounds of talks achieved for Lebanon? Give me just one gain, while Israel has taken everything. There is nothing left for the Lebanese authorities to give after they surrendered everything they had for free, without any benefit. Israel has gained political advantages, but it will not achieve results on the ground as long as the resistance, the supporters of the resistance, and the honorable people of Lebanon stand firm in confronting this Israeli project. The political authorities in Lebanon have been a support for Israel instead of supporting Lebanon's sovereignty. The president did not act as an arbiter and unifier. Rather, he became a party to the dispute and a source of division. This does not align at all with his role or with Lebanon's strength, that I say to you frankly. At this pace, the political authorities will achieve nothing for Lebanon and will not be able to serve Israeli-American objectives. Focus on national sovereignty and strengthening the Lebanese army. This is the priority. Focus on Israel's withdrawal from our occupied territories and set a timetable. Focus on reconstruction as a priority. Focus on the port and the investigation so that people receive justice. Focus on returning depositors' money. This is the responsibility and the duty assigned to you. Do not act in a way that seeks to submit one concession after another as credentials to America and Israel, without benefit and without gaining anything in return. Today, in this meeting, I will summarize our positions in several points. First, I call on the political authorities in Lebanon to stop making free concessions, open the door to dialogue with the resistance, restore the internal situation, reaffirm commitment to national sovereignty, and work on the ground to achieve Israel's withdrawal and the return of the land to the homeland in every sense of the matter. Shouldn't the systematic destruction taking place in the villages and towns of the south, most recently this destruction involving 700 tons of explosives, be a reason for the political authorities to say, we do not want dialogue with the Israeli entity, to raise their voices to America and say that we will at least stop until the aggression completely ends? It is astonishing. You go into discussions and hold meetings, but you do not ask about these bitter outcomes. Under fire, under bombardment, under pressure, under humiliation, under shame. This does not align at all with those who seek the sovereignty and unity of the nation.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.